Good morning, everyone. I'm gonna try to do this one with a little less coughing. It's getting cold. And, when I feel cold, I'm going, so where are my hot flashes now? Right? It will come in handy. It's fine. I have a little heater in here, and it was working fantastically. So it doesn't get too hot. Then when it's nice and warm, I turn it off. Yeah. Anyway, came across an interesting one last night or yesterday. My granddaughter, my oldest granddaughter, been struggling a little. Okay, struggling. Okay. I guess we're that kind of family where when you bring B's and C's home from school, we start to look at you a little sideways. So what's going on? And my oldest granddaughter just changed schools because they had moved, and then she finished up her 5th grade in the district she was in. Then they moved. Now she's at a new school in middle school, 6th grade, right? I wonder why they changed it. Now, elementary school is kindergarten through 5th grade, and middle school is 6th through 8th grade. Why did they do that? Not quite getting that. Why did they do that? Did people not have enough to do behind their desks or something? They come up with this stuff, make these changes that, are they needed? Are they actually needed? Are they doing any kind of good? Okay, what's the big deal? But there is no big deal. It's just, I just wonder. Anyway, and I feel like that, all right. I feel like that it should have stayed kindergarten through 6th grade. Because in 6th grade, the age that one is, just before you get into teenage years, you can be to younger children, in a way, still very beneficial as the older students. And yet, though, so now 5th grade's over, 6th grade, now you're the youngest one again in a group of, 3 years, right? 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And 7th and 8th grade, man, those are troublemakers. They can be bad, big-time troublemakers. Yes, they can. They're very difficult to, okay, all right. What am I saying? I've been told they're very difficult to control. Now, I've taught 7th and 8th grade, Sunday school, and fine arts, and for several years. And I have to say, yeah, they're a very loud crowd, noisy. They have a lot to say, and they're just in between the I know it all, okay, and I know nothing kind of thing. It's true, and kind of on the precipice of what do I want to do, what do I not want to do. Everything's kind of like that. Yes. Oh, if you've ever been around young people between 12 and 14, you know I'm right. Okay. So she's been struggling a little bit with a couple of classes that are probably just being taught differently than what she's been used to for all these years. And the teachers are a little different, and she seems to be somewhat intimidated. If you're a teacher that intimidates your students, that then they can't come to you because you're too highfalutin mumbo, you got too much highfalutin mumbo jumbo to say, and then have no time to actually explain it, then you shouldn't be a teacher. I'm just saying. Right? You should, as a teacher, if you have your class, I don't care how many students you have. Again, if you cannot handle the amount of students that you are responsible for, don't be a teacher. Okay? All right? That's a job. It's a job that you're doing, not because, oh, that's all I could do, kind of thing. You've become a teacher for a reason, right? So the one thing, okay, before I get to my granddaughter, what really has disappointed me in this whole thing is that it seems to me what I'm getting from my granddaughter and her explanations or excuses is that she feels intimidated by the teachers that she's not doing well in. And even when she's trying to ask for help, she's not getting it. Being transferred to somebody else again, this and that. She's even tried to get help from other teachers she is more comfortable with, and they deferred her again. So, okay, so we have a problem, right? But of course, as the parent, you need to know about the problem. Well, you can see the problem in the grades. So, she had this one assignment, and it needed to be turned in today. And she comes, she says, yeah, I have to. And she comes to me and she says, Grozy, can you help me with this? It's about scatter plots and this and that. And I'm looking at this and going, oh, golly goodness, I haven't done any of this in how long and what is all involved in it? So I said, okay. I said, so what's the deal? She says, well, she says that the teacher said that she didn't turn this in, so she has to do it again. I said, well, then you've already done it, so just redo it again. She says, I don't know how. Well, if you, right there, red flag. Okay. Well, make a longer story short, I got into it and looked at it while taking care of the little one as well, who did really, really good. She seemed to be very into numbers as well and graphs and I don't know what. And my granddaughter kept saying, son, it's not like this. Grozy said, well, then how is it? Show me what you do remember. And she couldn't. And it was like she didn't want to do it. She said, I got to get ready for soccer, Grandma Grozy. I gotta get ready for soccer. And I'm going, all right, you go get ready for soccer and I'll try to figure this out. Well, I figured it out completely wrong. Okay. Then I realized that I didn't read the upper part. Well, it's on the computer and she showed me just a certain amount of whatever. Then I'm realizing whatever I just did, which was also wrong. Everything's wrong now. So I had to redo it. Okay. By then the little one gets a little cranky. I'm realizing, okay, this is not. Nope. But in any case, I got to do a certain point, at least where it's not just not being done. Okay. I said, well, what if you don't turn this in? What's going on? She said, oh, my grade just stays the same. My grade stays the same. And I'm going, wait a minute. What? No, we're not doing this. Her dad ended up coming to get her for soccer. And I said, hey, she needs to work on this. So, no matter what, we got to work with her on this afterwards and not forget about it. Everybody got involved. Okay. All right. I wasn't involved anymore, but I gave her something to at least work on. Okay. Even though it was all wrong. I couldn't figure it out. We tried even YouTube videos and there was nothing exactly like. And I'm going, hey, don't you have an example of what you're supposed to do here? Usually that's how it is in books. In the beginning, there's an explanation, then you get an example, and then you do the I can't remember that word. Then you do the problems that are kind of similar, whatever. And it wasn't there. And this is something I got to say, this is how it works on the computer. No wonder our children are doing so poorly, right? So again, a textbook, a book in your hands makes a difference. Okay, old school here, well, whatever. Long story short, due to the fact, so everybody left, and due to the fact that I alerted everyone, the work did get done, okay? And she was in the end, very okay, she was not happy. She was not happy that I pushed her. She was not happy that I kept going, hey, no, this is going to get done. Yep, go on to soccer, but this is going to get done afterwards. And it did get done, right? And everyone got involved. Everybody got involved, okay, to get this done with her. And I think that's the way to go. What I'm trying to say is that if you're letting teachers, and in my opinion, she has a couple of teachers I'm very unhappy, I would be very unhappy with. And I would have to go and find out what is going on. Because if my granddaughter has problems, which she's a very smart child, never had any kind of problems with grades, this and that. Now suddenly, if my granddaughter has a problem, then I know other children in that class have a problem. And if at this stage in learning, in school, there are problems, how do you think they're going to do once they get to high school? I'm just saying. It isn't right. It isn't right, and the children should be able to get the help that they need. So maybe schools need to start, if they're doing all these, complicated. She said at one point, she says, Gracie, it shouldn't be so complicated. It should be pretty simple. I'm going, yeah, but it looks complicated in a way. I'm trying to work my way through it. Okay. I tried, right? Yeah, I failed miserably. It's still fun though. I really got into it. I'm with the little one on my lap. Going, look, let's see. All right. I still enjoy learning. Yes, I do, right? Yeah, even if I'm going completely in the wrong direction, I still enjoy it, right? But with my enthusiasm in a way, not being willing to give up, it encouraged her and everybody else around to make sure this gets done. But I think schools should have a place where children can go, where there is a teacher who just knows it all, or at least can give them a proper direction in something that they're struggling with, where they can go either online or after school or during lunch, or where that teacher is always available to children who have questions. If the teacher who's actually teaching the doggone subject is so doggone lazy or ignorant and arrogant about it, children shouldn't feel scared or intimidated to ask questions when they don't understand something because they feel like they're going to look stupid. Why are they in school then? Okay, I'm just saying. Right? Yes? So there are all kinds of things that afterwards went through my mind about what my granddaughter is dealing with in school. And it's not with kids, it's with adults again. Yes? Anywho. But I also kind of, the family is very busy right now. Everybody's working. Then there's the little one. So it's easy to kind of let certain things slip now with the older one. Well, that's a good thing why there's grandparents there. Keep an eye out and going, hey, we got to pay attention to this, right? Also told my grandparents, I'm very happy you came to me, even though you full well know Grocie probably doesn't have a clue what's going on here anymore, right? It's been so long since I've been in schooling and got math and geometry and all that kind of jazz. When do I need that anymore, except for when I go to the store, right? Okay, all right, just saying. Huh? But she came to me. She came to me and she said, because I was the only one available as well here at home. And then I could pull everybody else into it after, making an effort, and it got done. Why did I start out with this? Again, the book of Job. It's so full of lamentations. And then the friends, okay, I get it. They're kind of, you're kind of putting your own foot in your mouth. And this and that. What kind of friends are they? I said, well, let's figure out what's going on here with you. How about we support you in your struggle here, right? Rather than what have they got going on? The forth and back about, huh? Accusing the one, the other one accuses that. Well, as I said, Job's still well enough to fight, right, with his friends. Anywho. And he's not asking for help either, right? Yeah, probably never needed to ask for help before. Right? Because he was doing so well. Everything was going so well. He was the one helping others. And it talked about that as well. Yes? Well, anyway. Interesting little thing we had happening here last night. And then afterwards, when she ended up going to say, she was kind of, because, okay, I did. I really put myself out there and said, no, girl, that's not going to happen like this. And I thought she's going to be upset at me. No, she wasn't. See, the thing is that after it all got done, this morning, she came and says, Gracie, I'm going to go to the bus. I'm a little late. I said, hey, how'd it go? I didn't see the end of it all. I said, how'd it go last night? Did you get it done? Yes. I said, and did I help? She said, no. You had everything wrong, Rosie. I'm going, oh, okay. Well, I got one thing right. What did I get right? Yes? Yes, see. Okay. Anywho. Oh, so the thing though is, when she gets home today, I'm going to ask her. So I want you to explain this to me now. That's what I'm going to do. Yes, yeah. She's going to teach me. Yes, okay. Just saying. Then last night we had ramen. Oh, I'm talking. It's already 15 minutes. Who cares? I love it. We had ramen yesterday. If I had more time, though, I was on baby duty yesterday, so forget it. I'm not making my own noodles. I'm my own ramen. But it would have come out a little differently anyway. And I just used the ramen from the packages. I don't use the little, I make my own broth to go with it. And it was delicious. I made crispy bacon and sausage, bok choy. I roasted the bell peppers, and then I threw in green onions, yellow onions, garlic, a little sesame oil. I always put that at the bottom of the plate, yes, or the bowl. And of course, I have my cayenne peppers, right? My fresh cayenne peppers. And I threw a little one of those in each. Ooh, made it nice spicy. Oh, and then we had some, my son-in-law brought some more gochujang. And so I a little dollop on top of that. I said, oh, made it nice and spicy, but just right. I don't like when the spice hits my palate on top here and my tongue and my lip. I don't like that. That's not the proper spicy to me. And yesterday, the ramen that I made with all the good stuff, the snot in it. Yeah, what else? Spinach. Put spinach in that one. It worked out this time. What else was there? I think that was it. Oh, my son-in-law also had a sirloin strip steak, which I just seared really quickly and then cut up, and put it in the middle. Yeah. Men need red meat every so often. That's very important. Yes. No, women don't. So I put that gochujang in, and it hit the spice, the spiciness, hit my cheeks. Yes, kind of down, and it was very pleasant. It was pretty strong, but it was very pleasant, and it's completely different than when it is on your tongue. Think of why. Where are your taste buds? Right? On your tongue. And if they get seared, right? Yes, that's not good. Anyway, to hit that just right, proper spiciness in food is very, very pleasant. Yes, and makes the food really good. In my opinion, makes the food really good. And I really hit that one yesterday. Yes, very proud of myself. And everybody loved it. Then we had a goop. Chocolate sauce at the bottom, vanilla ice cream, and then I made my own strawberry sauce. Yes, put a little Cool Whip on top and a little cherry. Yeah, It was very good. All right, everybody was happy. Yes, okay. There, we are in the book of Job. Let's get going now. I love talking about food. Watching the British baking show all day. Oh, my goodness. You always learn. I learn from things like that. Yes? Or it gives me ideas. All right. So let's get going here. In the book of Job 16. Human injustice and divine justice. Job spoke next. He said, how often have I heard all this before? Oh, you see, there is all this stuff coming out now, right? Well, who was Job? What did it say in the beginning who Job was? And why did Satan challenge God? Which never really happened. Okay, that's not tempting God by, hey, let me go and test him out. God said, no, you're not going to do that. Not with my permission, you're not. Okay. Can Lucifer actually, or was Lucifer at that time? Okay. Having created all that havoc, in a way, I guess. Would he even be able to communicate with God? No, he wouldn't. He couldn't. He wouldn't be able to. There's no way that the archangel Lucifer at that time would have had any way to get into the realm where our Heavenly Parent is, or resides, or cruises around, or, okay? Yes? There's no way. There's no way. Oh, so you mean parts of spirit world Heavenly Parent can't go to? Well, no. Could, but it isn't up to our Heavenly Parent to go and seek out his children. He's already done that. How often? How many times in our lives? Every day, every hour, every minute, every second. He's seeking. We're the ones who want to stay in the darkness. Do you understand what I'm trying to say here? Yes? That's not complicated. We have to just be honest with ourselves and say, gosh, if it just opened my eyes wide enough, I'd probably go, oh, there you are. Right? Yes? Yeah. But as far as, with these kind of intentions, to think that Satan, the Archangel Lucifer, at that time, could have any kind of communication with our Heavenly Parent is ludicrous. It's not possible. Oh, because Heavenly Parent is rejecting him. The Archangel's intentions for communications are wrong. That's why it's not going to happen. All right. Okay, so get back to how often have I heard all this before? What sorry comforters you are. When will these windy arguments be over? Or again, what sickness drives you to defend yourself? Ooh. Oh yes, I too could talk, as you do. If you were in my place, I could overwhelm you with speeches, shaking my head over you, and speak words of encouragement, and then have no more to say. When I speak, my suffering does not stop. If I say nothing, is it in any way reduced? Well, then why bother? And now it is driving me to distraction. You have struck my whole acquaintanceship with horror. Now it rounds on me. My slanderer has now turned witness. He appears against me, accusing me face to face. His anger tears and hounds me with gnashing teeth. My enemies look daggers at me and open gaping jaws. Jeez Louise. That's what you call okay, what comes to mind? Oh, let's just keep reading. Their sneers strike like slaps in the face, and they all set on me at once. Yes, God has handed me over to the godless and cast me into the hands of the wicked. It just goes on and on and on. And who is this benefiting in any way? I was living at peace until he made me totter, taking me by the neck to shatter me. He has set me up as his target. He shoots his arrows at me from all sides, pitilessly pierces my loins, and pours my gall out on the ground. Breach after breach he drives through me, charging on me like a warrior. I have sewn sackcloth over my skin, thrown my forehead in the dust. My face is red with tears, and shadow dark as death covers my eyelids. Nonetheless, my hands are free of violence, and my prayer is pure. Cover not my blood, O earth, and let me cry mount without seas. Henceforth I have a witness in heaven. My defender is there on high. Whoa, what just happened here? Interpreter of my thoughts there with God, before whom flow my tears. Let me anguish plead the cause of a man at grips with God, just as a man might defend his fellow. For the years of my life are numbered, and I am leaving by the road of no return. That's the end of 16. But that was an interesting what? Interpreter of my thoughts there with God. That sounds like he's talking about Jesus. What's it doing then in the Old Testament? All right, you know what? Boopity 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 boop. I don't know. I have no idea. Oh, my Bible's coming apart again. You poor thing. Okay. Well, that is it for 16. I feel like I've said already everything to all of this. Uh, I feel like, again, having read this here now, to some extent, my granddaughter, right, who's going to be 12 this month, has like a little bit had, a lesser, much lesser experience when it comes to all this. When I think on, right, when she brought the grades home, Mom's like, Dad, too, what's with this C? A B, okay, but even though, but what it is, and in actually in subjects, where she's really good at otherwise. So what happened exactly? And then her excuses started in a way, right? And he had to kind of almost pull it out of her nose on how my granddaughter doesn't really ever say anything against anyone. It's not her. It's not her at all. So you really have to try and pull out, okay, what actually happened, right? Yes. And then often I don't know. I just don't know. No, I'm not getting it. I just don't get it. Yeah. Okay. And the shrug, shoulder shrugging. And I'm reading this here, right? And so she had a little bit of pressure. Right? Pressure started to come from all sides. Right? Yes, and she kind of tried to get away from the pressure, right? But it wasn't really happening. And then you could tell she's kind of, but I'm the victim here in a way, right? Yes. Now, right? After all that, hey, what's going on? Huh? Are we going to have to start controlling you with this? No, you're going to have to go and do your homework right away. And no TV, this or that. And I already told my daughter, I said, don't take stuff away from her like that. I said, to me, that's not productive. You want to instill the want to overcome challenges in different ways than just taking things away, right? Yes, as a punishment. I've never been a big one for punishing my children. I'd rather, well, let me throw a wrench into your plans in a way, I'm going to be there too. Let's go see what's going on. Um, and just continuously expecting better from them. Rather than, okay, I acknowledge you did all this, now I'm going to punish you. I wouldn't accept that and just go, no, you can do better than this. And that's what we're going to do. And as I said, I did some really interesting things as a parent, when my children didn't want to do or kind of had suddenly these ideas on, and other people would encourage them, enable them, right? Oh, I had my own ways. To also hold these adults that are trying to interfere with my parenting are responsible. Right? And you know what? They pulled out every time. They are my children. Right? Yes, they didn't want to take responsibility for my children when it came down to it. But so here, I feel like that my granddaughter kind of was in the same kind of lamenting state, right? Because she couldn't figure out what to do. But she still had, and kind of the end here is interesting here in this 16 and jump. She still had the sense to go and show someone, right? She did that. She did that. if she didn't do anything, today was the last day to hand that in. Then tomorrow it would have been again what? The aftermath of not communicating. Yes? But she did. She got out of that lamenting stage that Job is in. But as I said, that last part, let's read that one more time. Cover not my blood, O earth, and let me cry mount without cease. Henceforth I have a witness in heaven. My defender is there on high, interpreter of my thoughts there with God, before whom flow my tears. Let my anguish plead the cause of a man at grips with God, just as a man might defend his fellow. For the years of my life are numbered, and I am leaving by the road of no return. Who's he talking about here? It's interesting, isn't it? Not God, obviously. All right. Anywho, could be Moses. Maybe he feels a connection to his forefathers. I don't know. Interesting, though. Oh. Again. So be it. That's all I can say. Yes. I knew full well that I could have just told my granddaughter as well, hey, okay, so here you got something, just turn that in, right or wrong. And I knew full well that I probably didn't get this right. I tried. I wanted to show her that I'm willing to try. And so I had to make sure that her parents knew about it. And not just, okay, let's just keep this between us. I had to make sure, hey, you gotta get involved here, because though, right, I got her started before she went to soccer now, this and that, so it didn't just get lost, or that she had something in case nobody else got to. You need to, because I'm pretty sure I'm all wrong too. Okay, and they did. Everybody got together and they did it. Okay, and she was happy this morning. I could tell. Yes. Don't you want to see your children happy rather than disgruntled, discouraged, depressed? Yes. That means, especially with children, isn't that why they have parents? We help them through, yes, the challenges. At that age, now you become adults, okay? I look at my children now and I'm going, man, counsel. I can be counsel for certain things, right? Okay, like I did. But when it comes down to it, most of their challenges, right, is they're gonna have to walk through that on their own. I do not interfere. I do not go and tell them what to do. I counsel. I make counsel. So, well, you got two ways to go, two streets here to go. One is this way, one is that way. Prepare for the one that you want to be on. Yes? Anyway. So, that's all I have to say this morning. What else is there? Not much else. No doubt there's going to be a hullabaloo here next month. I encourage everyone out there, even if you don't live in the country, in the USA, please say a prayer for all of us. I'm going to be doing that all month of November, so that whatever happens, that the people stay united and accept what one can't change, yes, and go through the whole process peacefully, united and peacefully, yes. Because after the month of November, with whatever's going to go on, which will not be pretty, it's going to be nastier than hell. And I'm not looking forward to that, but I'm going to pray that things stay calm. And then we'll have December. I already have my Christmas cup out. So I remember that after November is December. And in November, we also have Thanksgiving here. Yes? Yeah. I encourage everyone to make it through the challenges that we're facing in the next month. United and peacefully. That's how we make our Heavenly Parent proud. Yes? And there you are. May Heavenly Parent bless and protect you and embrace you with love. And I will, God willing, talk to you all tomorrow.